Quake. Quake had such a brilliant, evil atmosphere. Quake's atmosphere is interesting to me because it's this full-form evolution of a thing that was started in Doom, kind of accidentally, I would think. Because Doom's levels don't make any sense. They're all abstract. The logic and reasoning of any levels in Doom is hand-waved away by, it's a video game, or, it's a space. You know, I mean, do you even really know what space bases on Mars would look like? I bet you don't. But apparently it looks like this, and we're gonna have giant toxic pit rooms that don't make any fucking sense. Anyway, Quake is like a full evolution of that, turned fucking evil, and it actually kind of makes sense. In Quake, in each episode, you go to different arcane dimensions inspired by H.P. Lovecraft stories. At least somewhat. I can argue other game stories are more Lovecraftian than Quake, but Quake was made by just looking in a book full of H.P. Lovecraft monsters and pointing at one on a random page and going, hey, wouldn't that be cool? Anyway, Quake hand waves away any of its nonsensical level design by saying, you're in an arcane dimension. And I would argue it actually works better than Doom's excuse. It makes me wonder, like, what do restaurants look like for these Lovecraftian monsters? What do fucking bathrooms look like for these guys? Do they even have that stuff? Right? Because all of these levels only exist in the context of violence. These are all just combat arenas with cool decorating. The stranger thing is, these monsters, they've never encountered humans before, and yet they have things that would only provoke human feelings up on their walls. For example, some of their buttons are of the head of the crucified Jesus Christ. They have entire, I guess, statues or carvings of the crucified Jesus Christ. Crosses, satanic pentagrams, human skulls, of which are either carved into the wall, or imprinted, or left inside of the drying substance that created the wall. So, what do these things mean to these creatures? Because they mean different things to us, but then why do they have them? How do they end up here? At the end of the day, the reason that I like Quake's atmosphere is because these dimensions are unknown to humans. These creatures are unknown to humans. We don't know their culture, how they live, if they even have a culture, want to kill each other, are all buddies with each other. We don't really know. And yet, there's plenty of imagery to suggest that they have some kind of religion, or belief, or society going on in this dimension. That these are not mere feral animals who only thirst for blood. Or maybe they are, and their creators built these halls to merely case them and have them act as guards. Maybe, perhaps, Shubni Guroth did this. But ultimately, Quake doesn't really have a story outside of big hero beats the bad guy, unfortunately. And id Software doesn't really seem interested in revisiting Quake outside of a deathmatch setting, so we'll never truly know.